In today's video, we're going to compare the three main bows of Rust. We're going to compare the compound bow, the crossbow, and the hunting bow. So let's get started. So the first part of the video is I'm going to talk about each weapon in a bit of detail, and then we will compare. First one we're going to go over is the hunting bow. Now the hunting bow, in my opinion, is the easiest to craft. You would just need 200 wood and 50 scrap. As for damage, it gives 50 damage. It does have 1 second reload time and 1 second draw time. And you can also find this with 5% chance from a toolbox, 5% chance with an underwater lab toolbox, and 3% chance from a sunken crate. Now as for velocity, when it comes to using a high velocity arrow, it's 80, as for bone it's 45, and as for wooden it's 50, and as for fire is 40. The damage that it gives with a normal arrow is 50, as with high velocity and with bone it's 40. With fire it is also 40, but it gives 20 additional. Now this weapon, in my opinion, is one of the best starter weapons that you can get. It is very easy to craft and it gives quite high damage. The next one we're going to go over is the crossbow. Now the crossbow can be found much easier. You can get this from underwater lab toolbox, toolboxes, sunken crates, heavy scientist, elite tier crates, and underwater lab elite crates. And you can also craft this. For this you would need 2 feet of rope, 75 frags, and 200 wood, and you would require workbench level 1. As for damage, it is higher than a normal hunting bow. With high velocity and with bone and with fire it gives 48 damage, but with fire it gives additional 20, and with a wooden arrow it gives 60 damage. The velocity is higher as well when it comes to using a high velocity arrow. The velocity is 120, then with a wooden arrow it's 75, with a bone arrow it's 68, and with a fire arrow it is 60. And with a crossbow you can also put yourself a few attachments such as an 8x, a holo, simple head made sight, variable zoom scope, laser, and a flashlight. Its reload time is 3.6 seconds and its draw time is 1.6 seconds. And the final bow we have is the compound bow. The compound bow is the strongest bow, and you can get this from a lot of different methods. The easiest one with a 2% chance is with a heavy scientist, elite tier crates, or underwater lab elite crates. Then there's also heavy scientists, sunken chests, wagon crates, underwater lab blue crate, normal crates, oil rig scientists, excavator scientists, petrol scientists, military base scientists, cargo ship scientists, underwater dweller, and arctic scientists, all of them with 100% condition. Now you can craft this with a workbench level 1, with 100 wood, 75 scrap, and 2 feet of rope. The damage that it gives with a wooden arrow is 50 to 100, with a bone arrow, and with a high velocity arrow and with a fire arrow they are 40 to 80, but with a fire arrow there is an additional 20. As for velocity, the slowest is fire arrow being 40 to 80, then there's bone arrow with 45 to 90, then there's wooden arrow with 50 to 100, and finally high velocity arrow with 80 to 160. The reload time is 1 second and draw time is also 1 second. Now let's start comparing these three bows. So when it comes to damage, the compound bow can easily win. The way to get more damage is you have to keep holding the bow, but the minimum is 50 and the maximum is 100. So the compound bow can win this. Next, the reload time and the draw time goes to the hunting bow and to the compound bow. They are both 1 second when it comes to reload and when it comes to draw time, and the crossbow is the longest, being 3.6 seconds reload and draw time being 1.6. As for in order to find it, the compound bow is the easiest one to find, but obviously when you're starting to kill scientists. In order to craft one, the hunting bow will win this one. You don't require any workbenches or any of that, you just need some wood and some cloth, so the hunting bow wins when it comes to crafting it. When it comes to adding attachments, the crossbow wins. It is the only bow of these three that you can actually put attachments, where you can put sights and also tacticals. When it comes to velocity and you're using high velocity arrows, the compound bow will win, the maximum being 160, and the second best is the crossbow. When it comes to velocity and using a high velocity arrow, the maximum is 120. As for when you're using a wooden arrow, the wooden arrow for a compound bow can go between 50 to 100 velocity. Second, there's the crossbow being 75, and finally the hunting bow being 50. So clearly the best bow is the compound bow, but each of the bows do have their own benefits. The hunting bow is the easiest to craft. The crossbow is also very strong. It is quite easy to craft, but it is obviously quite rewarding and it gives pretty good damage. Let me know which is your favorite bow. Let me know if you guys agree with me on this, and let me know which you prefer. Also, make sure to check out RustyRev.com, where there's a bunch of servers that you guys can play on. The link will be in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!